This is an important message to the Democratic National Committee, to the delegates, and especially to the superdelegates to the 2016 Democratic National Convention. If you want the Democratic Party's nominee to win the general election in November, then that nominee had better be Bernie Sanders. We the people are angry. Angry at corrupt business-as-usual establishment, corporate politics, and politicians. Most of Bernie's supporters, who I will call Berners, don't see this election as Democrats versus Republicans. We see it as the Berner movement, or the revolution, versus the corporate establishment, the people versus the oligarchy. We've done our own research on Hillary Clinton. We know her positions, all of them, going back to when she was a conservative Goldwater girl, to whatever they are today. Proud conservative, moderate to center, progressive, Bernie in drag. The only position she hasn't changed on is this: do and say whatever it takes to win. We know Hillary's dishonesty, pandering, and pathological lying. She has shown us her arrogance, conceit, and condescension. Her trust, favorability, and likability ratings are in the toilet. Maybe that's where her campaign belongs, too. Hillary makes Richard Nixon, old Tricky Dick, look like an altar boy. Remember the Watergate adage, follow the money? The Clinton adage is, show me the money! For many decades, the wealthy and powerful have used our government to redistribute wealth from the middle class and poor to the already rich. The Clintons' failed Republican economic and trade policies have had disastrous effects on the country's middle class. Their crime and welfare reforms devastated black and other minority communities. We know her pay-to-play corruption as Secretary of State, where Hillary was arms dealer to the world. How much worse it would be if she were president. All the money she takes from wealthy corporate interests, directly or indirectly, compromises her in ways she can no longer even see. Elizabeth Warren said of Hillary and her money bags,
she has taken money from the groups, and more to the point, she worries about them as a constituency.
Follow the money. Examine the list of her top campaign and foundation contributors, and you will see the constituencies Hillary will be most worried about if she's elected. The business constituencies she claims to want to regulate, even the ones she's claimed as enemies, don't believe her campaign rhetoric. They keep giving her money. We don't believe Hillary either. Except for her foreign policy. Hillary Clinton's foreign policy experience is a sad legacy of bad judgments. For examples, her policy of regime change by military intervention has destabilized the Middle East and North Africa, killed hundreds of thousands of innocent people, caused a massive refugee and humanitarian crisis, left several countries in ruin, and gave rise to Islamist extremist groups like ISIS. Her support of the 2009 military coup in Honduras led to the assassination of hundreds of democracy and human rights activists there, and made the country the murder capital of the world. Clearly, the world doesn't need more of Hillary's disastrous foreign policy experience. Protecting the environment and reversing climate change are mere afterthoughts for Hillary. And you expect us to support that. We know the conduct of the campaign and primaries. The DNC has shown it is anti-democratic and corrupt. The DNC and the Clinton machine have done and continue to do everything they think they can get away with to steal the election from us. The most egregious of these being the flagrant and outrageous tactics of voter suppression, vote rigging and tampering, and election fraud, which have consistently benefited only one candidate, Hillary Clinton. And now, Hillary's disciple, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, has stacked all the convention committees with Hillary supporters. This kind of authoritarian crap will not bring us to heel. It only pisses us off more. Bernie has brought in a lot of new voters, mostly millennials, who have no party loyalty. He has also brought in a lot of people from other parties. We want to vote our hopes and aspirations, not your fears and lowered expectations. If Hillary is the nominee, you will lose all these votes. Can Hillary win the general election without us? And what of party Democrats? Now that Hillary and the DNC have clearly shown how dishonest, corrupt, and contemptible they are, will the prospect of a Trump presidency be enough to scare them into voting for Hillary? And don't think that after stealing the election for Hillary, that you can buy our votes by putting Bernie's issues and proposals into the party platform. That's as worthless as Hillary's campaign rhetoric. Talk of making Bernie the VP candidate, and I can't imagine he'd do it, won't get Hillary our votes either. I think this just shows she's a little desperate. Until the party's candidate is officially declared at the convention, the campaign continues, and it continues to be about Hillary and the establishment versus we the people. Don't even tell us to stop telling the truth about Hillary and calling out her lies. And you current Democratic Party elected office holders, most of us consider most of you part of the problem. We're watching you, and we're taking names. Bernie Sanders has redefined politics in America. He has nullified the obscene citizens' years. If we lose this battle, you will lose much of your support in probably the general election, while our support will continue to grow, and we have just begun to fight back.